Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is March 27th, 2023. And Bitcoin has been ranging in this range that we have here for about 8 days now, almost 8 days, but it feels like so much longer. Oh yeah, it feels like so much longer. Since March 19th, we've been in this range. And, this is precisely when people, when most people tune out, they get bored, they get disinterested. This is precisely when we should be paying attention. Why? As usual, when you're looking at these charts, it's always these periods of consolidation that yield big moves either up or down. And our task as analysts, technicians, is to try and suss out what these consolidation ranges are, how long they may last, more or less, when they're complete, and where they're going to break, okay? If they're going to break up or down, okay? If they're consolidation reversals or they're intra-wave corrections, meaning they're just reaccumulations for continuation of the trend. So this is our task. So again, 8 days sideways, in which, at this point, I want to say is more likely than not a X Y. Okay, I think it's a double three, and that Y is a no, that can't be it. That can't be it because let's see. Let me just look at something really quickly. It's a complex flat correction, okay? But I'm trying to figure out if it's a double three or a triple three. It could be either. Yeah, it could be that. It could be what I just said. It could be a WXY, reason being that this is a zigzag, because this middle portion is the three-wave move that comes between 0.5 and 618 of this initial portion right here. And you can kind of see 5 waves here. So it could be a WXY, or it could be a WXYXZ. I'm more partial to the WXYXZ, the triple three. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It's a complex flat correction of some sort, and what's most important is that it's a range, and in this range we have a resistance, we have a support, and this is very strong support where Bitcoin is tapped once, twice, thrice. Okay, so do we have enough liquidity to continue the move? Is this a strong enough bounce to bring us up and out of this range? That's what we wanted to look at, okay? And of course, this is against the backdrop of the US dollar now finally starting to go down, perhaps, but looking weak, right? We can admit that. It's looking weak. It's consolidating, and it seems like it wants to dump, okay? It put this three-wave move in, and we know three-wave moves are corrective, so they have to be corrected upon. And so what we see here looks like some sort of consolidation reversal pattern, right? Where we can get a sort of a reversal of this local move. If we want to zoom out on the DXY, we can see that you essentially came up correctively, retested this level of lost support as resistance, and now you're falling back down it. Okay, so we just want to know when this is coming down. Obviously, this will coincide with a big move in equities, stocks, cryptos, all that stuff. But again, it's been 7 days, okay, 7 to 8 days rather, of this sideways consolidation, of chop, of indecision, of, doldrums for a lot of traders. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And it's understandable. And in Bitcoin, it's not much. It's a range that represents at most 6 to 7% amplitude, meaning from the highs to the lows of the range, okay? And as I said in my weekend update, when we closed on Friday, let's see, on Friday evening, where did we close? Around here. Okay, we were likely to come back, even though we went up in the weekend, consolidated, we were likely to come back to this region. Okay, I didn't have us coming down all the way here, but we did retrace any gains made on the weekend, and this is something we expect, right? Because weekends lack liquidity. Typically, you open again where you closed. So we opened there, or sorry, we closed there, and then on Sunday, Monday, we opened here and even lower. Okay, so I do expect for us to continue from here, consolidate in some way, and then continue up. All right, let's look more closely at what's going on in this range on 5-minute time frame. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. I am seeing some sort of consolidation reversal. Okay, and this is what you sort of expect, right? Every single time you have an impulse, it has to be followed up with some consolidation reversal or consolidation accumulation. It has to be followed up by consolidation. Okay, you don't go from impulse one way to impulse another way. Okay, so here it looks as if we have some sort of 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, perhaps a series of zigzags, perhaps. Okay, and I guess, you know, the thing that most people notice mostly when Bitcoin ranges in this way is that altcoins get affected that much more, and you can see that. Okay, even though Bitcoin dominance is capped right now, it's at a large resistance. We can see that on this chart. So we do expect altcoins to start moving up against Bitcoin, but you can see just this sideways motion, these moves up and down can create wild fluctuations, or not create wild fluctuations, but represent wild fluctuations with altcoins vis-a-vis Bitcoin. So what do we see here? If you just look at any watch list of cryptocurrencies, you can see that altcoins have also come down as much, or if not more, than Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the difficult thing. But if you're using altcoins as a kind of measuring stick, as another indicator, what can you see? You can see that some altcoins have already started to move quite extensively, all right, against this drawdown. Okay, XRP is one example. Another example is DYDX. You can see it's, this was the drawdown. It completely retraced and made a higher high already. Okay, so this indicates with a high degree of probability that this was indeed a terminal move, right? A capitulative move to our larger. Let's look at this again. So this indicates that this was more likely than not the final move of this consolidative period, okay? Because when you're looking at DYDX, for example, what do you see? You also see that it was in a consolidation, 1, 2, 3 wave consolidation. I mean, this was a bitch of a consolidation. It took much more than 8 days, right? You can see from the 14th all the way until present day. That is 13 days, okay? 13 days. This is exactly when people are going to give up. Exactly when people are going to throw their hands up and say, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay? That is when sentiment is lowest, when you can expect a big move. Okay? That's a great way to, when you want to give up in crypto and you're like, oh my God, this is never going to move. It's literally going to move like right after that. So keep it's not about dispelling or repressing or suppressing or ignoring your emotions. It's about recognizing them and reading them and using them as another indicator and knowing, okay, I feel like giving up. Okay, we're probably then at support, because you feel like giving up at support, at local support. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like some nasty ending diagonal here. Okay, but the most important part of this is this right here, this reversal right here. Okay, that I think is quite clear, right? Boom. You're putting in a cup and handle on a smaller time frame to reverse up and out of this drawdown. Okay, so when you break this, you retest, you're gone. Okay, so this is what altcoins like DYDX are showing us. I cited XRP, but to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what the hell XRP is doing. I've tried to read this. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. Let's zoom out. Let's see if we can't figure this out. When in doubt, zoom out, right? Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. So on the higher time frame for XRP, I'm seeing this large range that we've been in since May 12th. That was our bear market accumulation. And XRP was one of those assets that took its time to leave its bear market accumulation zone. So it was here last I checked. It put this bull flag in. So, wave A, wave B, wave C. And it hit its target, the top of this zone. So this is the context of this move. Let's zoom in now. Zooming out really, really helps. Because, without context, it's so hard to read. Okay, so this then is some sort of impulse. Specifically this right here, from here. Okay, and so we have... Okay, so this is a pure impulse. This is a pure retracement. Now, what we get here is a consolidation reversal. Okay, so I'm counting big A, big B, small a, small b, pivot right here. Okay, so that is... Okay, XRP is legit. XRP is legit. It just didn't look the part because I wasn't exactly sure what was going on here. I thought this was some sort of swing failure pattern, but in context, this makes sense. Okay, and basically what you're doing here, if you zoom out, is you're preparing to break the top resistance of this bear market accumulation. So you're probably going to break, retest, if you haven't done that already, on the smaller time frames. Let's go on the hourly. Let's get a little more precise. Let's go back on the 4 hourly. Okay, so I don't think you've retested yet. You have yet to retest. So what I believe you're doing is you're going to put in a wave 3, okay? Because this, like I said, was a pure wave 1, pure wave 2. And we can tell just by the time it took, one, the retracement of this to that is 0.5618, textbook retracement. Also, the time it took to come up, time it took to go down, about the same. So what we can do is this. For XRP, quite simply, do an extension, or what do you call this? A projection. It's probably going to 63.78 cents. It's going to hit this order block, find some resistance, and the thing is, okay, yeah, it's gonna go there. But first, obviously, it's going to put 5 waves up. The first wave, expect that to be the retest of this resistance as support, and then go up, and then do its wave 4, come back down, and then let's see. Yeah, that's what I expect. I don't think that it gets that much more complicated. I think my next target for XRP is about in a high time frame, 63.78 cents. Low time frame, obviously you want to break this resistance, retest it as support. You're probably going to do that wave 1, wave 2. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with XRP. Okay, anyway, you're seeing altcoins move. Okay, and that is a testament to what we've been saying about Bitcoin dominance being at resistance, and some altcoins already finding their independence from Bitcoin's price action. Okay. Also, as we said, the DXY is looking very, very weak. On the 4-hourly time frame, we're completely overbought. The daily time frame, we're still oversold. Weekly time frame, completely overbought, crossed down. It's a mixed signals with the indicators, but what you can see, quite clearly with the price action is that you're slumping, and it's not one of those you're coming down into a falling wedge to break up and out. I mean, it could happen, but it's unlikely. It just seems weak. It's more likely than not that this is a reversal pattern going into an impulse. And what's more likely than not to happen is you get something like this. Whoops, a bit traumatic. Something like that on this order block right here. So you lose this support, this minimal support. You come back, retest it, and then you go down. So that's what I'm seeing for the DXY. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. That's the DXY. That's Bitcoin dominance. This is the situation, guys. It's still a great time to invest in altcoins. It may not seem so, but at some point, very soon, don't be surprised if it just goes. Don't be surprised. Okay? This is the type of market we're in. It's right on the precipice, right on the edge, and people are always bearish at support. People are always discouraged at support. That's why it's support. That's the whole point. Nobody wants to buy low. People say they want to buy low and sell high. People want to buy high and sell low. People say they want to buy low and sell high. People want to buy high and sell low. They want to buy when everybody else is buying. They want to buy with confirmation. They want to buy when the asset's already proven itself. But that's not when you want to buy. Okay? You want to buy when it's distressed. You want to buy when it's at support. But nobody wants to buy at support. Okay? So let's look at why we can say with some degree of confidence that some of these assets are at support. And here we're going to just use trend lines. Okay? Let's turn this on. Okay, so here, Cardano, for instance, you can see that you've actually lost this trend line, but not completely, right? Because if you completely lose something, then you lose it, you retest it, and you break back down. But you can wick down below. You can wick down below support, wick above resistance, and still not lose it. Okay, but you're essentially at support. Okay, that's the idea. You're essentially at support. And what is this? It's another one of these running flat corrections that I've been talking about on the channel. You can look at it as that, or you can look at it as 1 degree right here and 2 degrees. Okay, I don't exactly know what I'm more partial to. Obviously, it doesn't matter how you look at it when you're considering the support and resistance, because diagonal or horizontal support and resistance is all the same. It doesn't matter what you categorize the specific moves as. But in any case, there is a strong case to be made that this is a level of support, right? Whether you're holding it or losing it is another matter altogether. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for Cardano. Okay, same thing here in Algorand. It's almost exactly the same thing, right? Except it's orthogonal, right? It's a straight. And here I think it's more clear. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a 5-wave move. Should be the completion of this 3-wave move. And this, again, these 3-wave moves, they really bored most market participants out of the market, right? Don't be surprised that when it moves, few people are in and exposed because of the past 2 weeks, right? 13 days of just sideways to down, right? Up and down, up and down, and up and down, essentially. Right? Like this. You're going to shake a lot of people out, either because they're shaken out of their positions or they just don't want to participate anymore because they don't see any value, right? They don't see a directional conviction by the market. This is a little more convincing. Basic attention token. I think this one is really convincing in terms of being on support, right? This is clearly a range. And again, you can make the case that this is 1, 2, 3. It's a flavor of 3. Okay, I think this is actually a triple 3. W, X, Y, X. X2 is right there. It's composed, and then Z. But anyway, again, it doesn't matter how you count it. What matters is it very, very is likely that you are at this area of support and you're finding your way back up to go out, not up to, go up and down again, right? But look what people holding this asset have been through for the past 2 weeks. It's absolutely mad. Up and down and up and down and up and down. That's shaking out if I've ever seen it, And people trying to trade this up and down, very, very challenging because who knows how often it's going to go up and down, right? Even if you do know that it's going to print a WXYXZ, how can you tell that your X2 is going to be a composed wave like this, right? This is the composition. So this is W of X2, X of X2, and Y of X2. Like, how crazy is that, So, when in doubt, just support and resistance. This is support. You want to buy on support. You want to be wary or sell at resistance. Obviously, you don't want to sell resistance when you're about to break. Okay, and obviously, if you want to turn your indicators on, you can see that we're very close to bottoming out on our stochastic RSI, on the hourly, on the 15-minute as well. So it's likely that we're closer than not to some sort of support level. Let's see. Okay. So that is BAT, basic attention token. And again, you can see at this support level, you're putting in some sort of reversal pattern, right? If you continue and go up from here, you're going to be creating an inverse head and shoulders, and we know that is a classic reversal pattern. Okay, so let's go back. Hope you guys can see the theme here. Okay, blur. You can see, again, 2 weeks of absolute carnage. And sometimes the worst markets, the most difficult markets, are not going up a lot or going down a lot. They're non-directional. They're just consolidation. Drives people mental. People are unsubscribing. People are just disinterested. They're not wanting to hear it because what do you say to this? How do you trade this? You need a ton of patience. People don't like being patient. Nobody likes being patient, it seems, right? Traders don't want to be patient for the move. So you just have to wait for it to play out. You have to play defense. You have to, try and do analysis and then practice good risk management. If you bought support, mind your support levels. If you bought resistance or whatever, if you sold resistance, same thing. But this is what we're dealing with, it seems, in blur. You've got this move up and then a move down in and around the 0.618 of the move up. Okay, so it's just a very, very challenging market environment. Okay, and this actually did not respect the 0.618. This is a flat correction for sure. As you can see, we tagged the 0.786 and we know that's the minimum retracement for flat correction, according to Elliott wave analysis. Okay, So that is Blur, Bonk, our favorite meme coin, just doing what looks like putting in a zigzag, right? 5 waves up, 3 waves down, respecting the 0618. But how long did this all take? All in all, 18 days, 17, 18 days, right? Just to go up in 5 waves and down in 3 correctively, not even impulsively, right? That's tough for the market participant. Average person doesn't want to wait around for that, right? Dent, okay? Same thing you can see here. You go up in 5, down in 3, okay? And I remember saying that it was likely over right here, okay? And I still do believe that was it. 1, 2, 3. But what you're seeing here now is some sort of continuation of the consolidation, but it's not part of this 3-wave move. In my estimation, this is a consolidation reversal that you're seeing, right? A wave, a B wave, or something like that, right? But I think the move, the actual 5 waves up, 3 waves down was finished over here, okay? In my estimation, could be wrong, right? Could be wrong. This could be a zigzag, right? 1, 2. This could be a WXY. We know zigzags can also serve as impulsive capitulative waves, so who knows? But in any case, you still, how do you trade this? How do you look at this? 5 waves up, 3 waves down. If it's a zigzag, it's respecting the 0618 of the preceding 5 waves. So that's what you look for, okay? All the stuff, you know, if it's a double zigzag or if it's, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. What's important is you get 3 waves, a flavor of 3, respecting the 0618. So that's how you want to play it. That's what you want to look for this correction, for this consolidation move. Okay, Dodo. This is a flat correction, an ugly one at that. Okay, I don't think you've respected the 0618. I think what you got here was some sort of zigzag and a flat correction and then a series of flat corrections. This is absolutely impossible to trade, right? If you're trading this and you're trading it on leverage, you're using good risk management to survive. But, you know, just look at this. This is a series of moves, not one contiguous move in my estimation. Again, I think this is a zigzag, and then here you have a flat correction, okay? And then here you have a pivot. So this is big A, big B, small a, small b, and then all of this is a pivot. Good luck trying to sort of see that ahead of time. You know, you can't. It's a read and react situation. A lot of this stuff is read and react. You see it happen, and based off of whatever A wave just printed, you react accordingly, and you play defense. You know, you exercise the best risk management as possible. So Gregory LP or IP says it's crashing because of price action. It's buying at the end, but last time it went down, paranoid. Go 1 or 2 BTC more and chill. I don't really understand, Gregory. Sorry. What do you mean it's crashing because of price action? In any case, I'll let you explain yourself if you can. But, so yeah, that's Dodo. Tough read. Tough read. Okay? Actually, you know, in terms of why, a lot of people who look at reasons why markets do certain things, right? Obviously on this channel, we do price action first and foremost. You know, the charts, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. But some people are saying that the markets are crashing because the FTC or CFTC or whatever, the US government, some branch of the US government is suing Binance and CZ, Changpeng Zhao. I forget. I don't know exactly how you say it in Chinese, but I'd have to read the characters. But CZ, right, the head of Binance, he's being personally sued as well as his company, because they're not favoring apparently banking something, banking health or something like that. It's just some weird accusation. So some people are saying that's why the market is crashing, but again, the market does what the market does. It doesn't really help you to know why. People like to say, this is why this happened, that's why that happened. That's not going to help you trade. What's going to help you trade is to recognize patterns, recognize when the pattern's finished, recognize what patterns are more likely than not happening, try to read them, and then react to them. Not necessarily, listening to the news and figuring out who's suing whom. Anyway, Dogecoin, 5 waves up, some version of 3 waves down. This is again a running flat. I've been talking about this for 2 weeks, since these patterns have printed. Even though I've been talking about them, doesn't mean I know exactly how they're going to be printed, right? This is very, very challenging to trade, okay? Again, some version of 3 waves here. This is what I'm seeing. This would be your W wave. All of this would be, your intervening. It's probably a 333 here, right? W. This is more likely than not an X wave. Y wave. This is your X2, and this is your final impulse. Okay. So that's what it looks like to me. And this impulse, goodness gracious, look at this. W, X, Y. Like, that impulse in and of itself was a zigzag. That is mental. Okay? This is very clear. This is very clear. You see this? Impulse, intervening wave, impulse. Tough. Very tough. Still in this trade, but the only reason I'm still in this trade is because I looked at this as a 5 waves up, 3 waves down situation, respecting the 0.618. So my stops and liquidations are in and around the 0.618 area. That's it. But I couldn't tell you that it was going to look like a 333 or a 333 and exactly how it's going to manifest, and that, the capitulative wave was going to be a zigzag in and of itself. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But you can see here, just like Bitcoin, you're at support, okay? You're at support, and you can see very strong reactions at these levels, okay? Very strong reactions, right? And if you zoom in on a smaller time frame, what's it look like? You did get a reaction, and now you're getting a counter. Okay, what are you going to get? What it's going to look like? I'm not exactly sure, but this is kind of an initial break, it looks like, of this, right? It's an initial break of structure. Is this a wave 2 to this wave 1? Highly unlikely. Why? Because if this was a wave 2 to this wave 1, we would expect all of this to take just as long or about the same time as it took to come down. And it's already taken much longer to consolidate here than it did here. So it's likely that this is not, a contiguous impulse. Okay, DYDX we already talked about. This is a great example of the kinds of reactions in and out of this consolidation, this 2-week consolidation or 10-day consolidation, however long it took. But again, you're looking at a 3-wave move, right? Corrections come in flavors of 3. And again, I think you can see this as a zigzag. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. It's ugly. It's never, when you're studying Elliott Wave, you read the textbook and the 5 waves look like this and the 3 waves look like that. Okay? It almost never looks like that in real life. Almost never looks like that. It always looks maybe like this, right? Maybe the 3 waves look like this and comes right exactly down to the 0.618. Almost never looks like that in real life, right? It's ugly, it's sketchy. The ending wave is instead of, sorry, let's Let's do this again. Instead of the ending wave being straight, it's a zigzag. You know, like what the hell? It's tough to read and tough to trade. That's why the more examples you look at, the more charts you look at, the more you trade, the better you get, generally speaking, if you pay attention. Because there's just so many different combinations and permutations that these chart patterns can take. Here we have Ethereum that again seems to have put in 5 waves up and some version of 3 waves down, okay? And again, this final move looks like it was a zigzag, okay? You see here the first wave. I'd say this is WXYXZ, right? Bitcoin put in a 333, so everything's putting in a 333. At the end of the day, the only reason, again, I'm in this trade, not because I knew exactly that it was going to print a WXYXZ, some 333. I'm only in this trade because I saw 5 waves here, and I'm expecting some version of 3 waves down, whether it's a double 3 or triple 3, it doesn't matter. And I'm expecting the 0618 to be respected, and that's exactly what we've gotten until now, right? 5 waves up, 3 waves down, respecting the 0618. Hide your stops and liquidations beyond that. Doesn't always work. Sometimes you get faked out, and what you thought was an impulse, right, is actually a flat correction, right? What you thought was a zigzag is actually a flat correction, and you come all the way down to the 786 and beyond. Sucks, but you know, such is life. Win some, you lose some. Chainlink. I can't help but see this as a very, very aggressive running flat, okay? Where this is my 5 waves up and this is my 3 waves down. This is like, that's what my eyes want to see when I'm looking at this chart. I understand that you can look at this as one zigzag and then would that be a flat correction? Let's see. Yeah, it wouldn't even be. This wouldn't even make sense, right? Let's take it down here. Okay, it could be. Let's see. Yeah, it could be 2 zigzags, but it's unlikely. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. It would be a very nasty double zigzag, right? So this is 1 zigzag, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. This is your second 5 waves up, right? Where you'd go 1, 2, 3. All this is 4, and that's 5. And then this is your 3 wave move. 1, 2, and then your 3 waves right there, making a second zigzag. It's possible, okay? It's possible. It's possible. But this is tough. It's ugly. Consolidations, corrective price action is ugly, but it makes the best opportunities for trades. If you only wait until the impulses come, you miss out on a lot of moves. Okay, it's not bad. It's good risk management. And I know some traders that do exclusively that. If the market's chopping like this and it's clearly in correction, they're not touching it. But most of the time, the market's in corrective price action. So if you're not touching that, you're not going to be trading for a long time, and that's fine. But that takes an ungodly amount of discipline not to touch any trades until you establish very clear impulsive price action. And even then, you can get fooled, because this is impulsive, but in terms of a correction, right? A zigzag. It's not pure impulse. So when do you get pure impulse and when do you get corrective impulse? It's tough to know. That's why I think the best thing to do is just get comfortable with the ugliness, get comfortable with the confusion, get comfortable with the unknown. You're never going to know 100%, but just take your chances. If you read a zigzag, trade it like a zigzag. That's it. Hide your stops behind the 0.5 and 618. Yeah, I just really think that this is a three-wave move, and all of this is an intervening B wave. This is my pivot, and this is my final wave. So I like this as being one contiguous running flat correction, and this right here is my support level where, you know, I'm a buyer for higher. That's just me. I don't know. Right, that's Chainlink. The Tentry. It looks like a zigzag. It's ugly, really ugly zigzag. Is it a zigzag? Let's see. I don't know. Maybe it's a flat correction. Okay, it's right at the 618. Do you see that? Okay, so if you take this as your 5 waves, this all as your 3 waves, it comes right down to the 0618. So a lot of zigzags in the market. Okay, this is not a runner, but it would constitute a zigzag. Now you can see this as 5 waves up, 3 waves down, done right here. Okay, and I said that earlier. All of this now is likely then some consolidation reversal pattern. Okay, taking you up and out. These zigzags, when they're, you know, putting in their B wave, the corrective move, it's messy, it's ugly, and the consolidation after the proper the proper correction can be large, sometimes take just as long as the actual correction itself. Whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there with Latentry. Again, your momentum indicators, just want to point out really quickly. I know a lot of traders, a lot of market participants, a lot of YouTubers, you know, exclusively use indicators to explain price action, to explain market moves. But, you know, I like to use price action first and foremost and look at indicators corroboratively. And if you look at the stochastic RSI, you can see on the hourly time frame, you're bottomed out. You're ready for a move to the upside. All right. So Gregory IP or LP. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read that. IP says shoulder, head, shoulder for Dodo. And he says, nah, it's the law working in the old, it's changing, no big deal for CZ. Yeah, I don't think CZ cares. And Gregory says it's a lot of money and it's actually fast. It's a range, but the breakout is not clear. Nothing's clear. There's no such thing as a clear breakout here. And let me give you an example, okay? I think you always take risks. That's why risk management is everything. I'm going to give you an example. XRP is a good one. This morning, I looked at XRP, and it seemed like a very clear and, almost unquestionable breakout. Okay. Where was it? It was last night. Was this it? No. Maybe it wasn't XRP. Sorry, let me figure out what I was looking at. Was it Litecoin? Damn it. Why can't I remember? I think it was synthetics. Probably synthetics. Yeah, I don't recall. There was one that was so clear. It was like, oh, this is breaking out. But then it put in a swing failure pattern. My point is just that, there is no such thing as clear this or clear that. It's always based on context, in my opinion. And, if there was such a thing as a breakout that was clear, then, there would be people with 100% win rates. And last I checked, there aren't, right? So nothing's clear. Everything's up to interpretation. And that's why you practice good risk management, or at least you try to. In any case, back to what I was saying, Litecoin. So go back on the hourly time frame. Okay, and actually somebody over the weekend, when I posted my little idea for Bitcoin and what I thought it was going to do, asked about Litecoin. They said, you know, Litecoin halving is soon, and they said, what do you think about Litecoin? I said, I'm waiting for it to come down to about 85. Then my next target's about 105. Okay, although it hasn't come down to 85, I'm actually interested in buying here, and I'll tell you why. It's because if I'm looking at this, I see a level of support. Okay, this was resistance here. This was support here. This is resistance, resistance, order block resistance. It's come back, retested resistance as support. I like that. I like that trade idea. Okay, and then if you zoom out on a higher time frame, just look at what it's doing and why it's doing it. Okay, so basically, the bear market was, you know, drawing down here and then accumulating for all this time. Okay, so you accumulated in this range, and essentially you put in some sort of W pattern, if you will, or, you know, a cup and handle. I like the W pattern, right? This is the neckline right here. Sorry, this is the neckline. This is the neckline right there. You broke out, you retested, and you retested again. So you essentially retested the neckline of your bear market accumulation twice with this flat correction right here. 3 waves up, combination of 3 waves down, and then 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and then 5 waves down. So a 3-3-5 flat correction. Okay, so this is the retest of this right here, this neckline for the bear market accumulation. And then after that, you started putting in what seems to be, hold up, let's zoom in. Let's go on the hourly. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, this is clearly not pure impulse, right? This is 5 waves, 3 waves down. You know it's not pure because the time it takes here is not the time it takes here. It's not even close. So that's a zigzag, okay? And now you're looking at perhaps another zigzag right here. Well, I'd say this is big A, big B, small a, small b perhaps, and then a third zigzag, I would say. And that would be my pivot, okay? So I'm saying two zigzags, or 3 zigzags, but 2 of them are your first 2 degrees of AB basing, and this one would be your pivot. This is how I'm looking at it, right? And obviously you're at major resistance, or significant resistance right here. But what's important is you're consolidating at resistance for the eventual breakout, retest, and then breakout. So this is why I said 105 would be my next resistance, because once you come up here, you're very likely to come right back down to retest previous resistance as support before you head up on out. So that's what I see in Litecoin. All right, MOVR. Let me check this. Okay, so this is another example where I think you're getting some sort of zigzag. I see this is 5 waves, and I see all of this as 3 waves. I know that you can look at this as one zigzag and a flat correction, but I really think that a strong case can be made for this being one contiguous B wave. Okay, one contiguous B wave and one hell of an ending diagonal, right? That is really, 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 really difficult to read, really difficult to trade. But at the end of the day, on a high time frame, if you pull your fibs from those 5 waves that you started with down here, you can see that you've respected the 0618. And that's the name of the game here. This is the only reason I'm in these trades. I'm like, I'm staying up, I'm monitoring my positions, I'm nervous, but at the end of the day, if my trade thesis is correct and I hide my stops and liquidations beyond the phi ratio, I'm okay. And thus far, for most of my trades, it's worked, right? Most of my trades, I've traded like a zigzag. And most of my trades, even in the face of, how many days was this? 10 days of straight downwards price action, chop sideways and down price action, trades are alive because my risk plan was such that we do revisit these levels, but not any further than this. So I just want to emphasize that to say, you don't have to know exactly what is going to happen to know more or less how to trade it. You have a rough idea. If you see these 5 waves, you start to see some version of 3 waves. You know that worst case scenario, if you come down in a double 3, triple 3, or however, you're likely to revisit the golden pocket. So that's MOVR, Moon River, I think it's called. Okay, this is another example, but I don't know that this is a zigzag. Look at this. Some sort of 5 waves looking move, and then another 3 wave looking move. But is this a zigzag? Pull your fibs. From the bottom here, this is RSR, to the top. And you're about at the golden pocket. Okay, right now, as it stands, it is a zigzag. Why? Because you haven't come down to the 786, and we know to be a flat correction, you have to at least tag the 786, very minimum. Okay, you can't be a flat correction without tagging the 786. Okay, maximum retracement 1618. So right now, it is a zigzag. Is it an ugly zigzag with big wicks beyond the phi ratio? Absolutely. Do you get that sometimes? Absolutely. Corrective price action is tough to trade. Absolutely. Okay, SHIB. Oh yeah, this was it. So Gregory was saying. That sometimes things are clear, and I was just saying, things aren't what they seem. For instance, I was looking at SHIB this morning. Okay, you look at this. What's the first thing that jumps out at you? A triangle, right? Quite clearly, a descending triangle. An ABCDE triangle, right? And what do you see here? It looks like you have a breakout. So this morning I got really excited because I'm looking at this triangle and I'm like, ooh, breakout. But what happens? Swing failure pattern, back to the base. Okay? So this is not clear. This is a clear breakout, but some people will call it a fake out. Obviously, the breakout's only confirmed upon retesting important resistance before, the actual breakout. So you have to break out, retest, then break out. But we never got the retest, so we had a swing failure pattern. At the end of the day, what is this? I'm seeing it as a flat correction, where you have an A wave, and this, all this, is a B wave. It's a ABCDE triangle, and we know there are 3 types of corrections in Elliott wave theory. There's zigzags, there's flats, and there's triangles. So this is an A wave. All of this can be a B wave. Okay? And this is the end of it. Actually, maybe this is the end of the triangle, and then right here you're getting some sort of consolidation reversal at the end of your B wave. Very tough to read. Very, very, very tough to read and confusing, right? Because you would have thought, when I woke up and I saw this, I was like, ooh, breakout, it's coming, right? Almost positively, but it wasn't. It's not very clear. There's so many different combinations and permutations of price action. It's never 100%. But you know, we play the we play the percentages, right? Everything's probabilistic. Gregory says, can you do BTC? Yeah, I did BTC in the beginning. I always do BTC in the beginning. Just rewind. You'll see it. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. This is, by the way, people listening, this is one of my favorite composers ever. Very, very underappreciated during his life, and I think even after. I mean, this guy was so good. Beethoven was like, this guy's a genius, right? Like, you know, everybody, all his contemporaries thought he was amazing. Schubert, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Schubert is, you know, one of my favorite composers. So yeah, this is Schubert we're listening to today. All right, Telcoin. Let's go on the hourly time frame. So you're just in this range. This is clearly, very clearly, some sort of consolidation reversal channel. Okay, so I would say this is your first degree of AB basing. This is your second degree of AB basing. This is probably your pivot over here. Okay, but it's very clear that you're channel bound. Yeah. A V chain. I think this is another example of a zigzag, right? 5 waves up, 3 waves down, respecting the 0618, almost to the penny right here. So you get a very ugly consolidation, probably some 333, right? W, X, Y, X, Z. And the worst thing is when you get a Z wave that is a zigzag. Worst thing, because you're expecting it to end, consolidates, you're like, oh, that's the consolidation reversal, and psych, it's not. That's the worst thing. It throws everybody off, because usually the final move in any corrective pattern is just 5 waves, straight up, right? Straightforward, 5 waves. But no, a lot of times you see in crypto these cute little zigzags that throw everybody off. Arweave, I think this is putting in either a flat or a zigzag. Let's see. Okay, as it stands here, as I'm pulling this, this is a zigzag, but I mean, it's very, very, very ugly because you've come way below the 0618. So maybe I'm not even pulling it properly. Let's try that again. I'm pulling it from here. Let's assume that it starts here. Then this would be a flat. Okay, it's a flat correction. Okay, I think it's a flat correction, not a zigzag. It's tough. It's tough to read. It's tough to read. You know, either way you slice it, it's tough to read. If I'm trading this, I'm just looking at this level right here because historically we had support here. Then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna close my eyes and assume that we're going to have support here. Okay, and maybe if I need to, I'm zooming out to see if I see any more historical support at this level. And I do see some order blocks here. Yeah. So I'm using this level and I'm gonna try. If we break down lower, you know, I get stopped out, I try again. But, you know, my high time frame analysis informs my low time frame analysis in my trading plan. I know that alts, you know, judging by Bitcoin dominance, judging by the DXY, they're going to moon and soon. Okay? Look at the DXY. The DXY is about to puke. Bitcoin dominance is at resistance. Okay? At any moment now, alts are just going to go. So I'm, you know, preparing for that. That's the name of the game. Prepare for what is likely to come. Again, another example of a zigzag. We see them a lot in this market, right? Very likely a zigzag. You see that 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down. Okay, hard to trade and know exactly what this impulse is going to look like, right? Even when you're coming here, you think, oh man, this is the 3 waves down, it's done, because you actually come to the golden pocket. So you think, why wouldn't it be finished? Okay, this is a fresh new impulse. Wrong. This is B. Now you're just gonna spend 10 days chopping sideways, but mostly down. Tough. Okay, but again, the trade is clear. You get in at any point, you have to hide behind the phi ratio. And in doing so, most of these trades would still be, viable. Okay, Tron, massively bullish, okay? For those of you who may not be aware of this chart, this is 600 days of consolidation here. This is a 600-day bull pennant. From here, this is your 5 waves up. Then you spend 600 days consolidating under this resistance right here, okay? Not only do you do that, but you break out and you retest it twice, okay? Let's zoom in. This is why I'm really bullish on Tron. This is one of the, let's see. One second, let me see. One second, guys. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me check something 1 second. One second. I don't like that at all. Let's see. One second. Alright, I gotta figure something out. One sec. I'm doing some risk management, guys, just in case you're wondering. Live. Let's see. Mm. Yeah. Okay, let's see. It's tricky. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. This is. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Doge. I'm trying to figure out what these drawdowns are likely to look like on the smaller time frame. Let's see. Okay, so we're around here. Okay, let's see. Okay, it looks like we're getting a bit of a bounce here. Alright, let's monitor this. Alright. So Gregory says, again, please. I think talking about Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll do Bitcoin right before the end of the stream. Gregory says, but did you try to grid trading spot or what? Is it good? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Grid trading. So my friend, Attraction Law, Bitcoin breakout upper and range with the flag and invest in the altcoin. Now it's good price, amazing. Greg says, I like Batcoin. It's like 50 baht maybe. Yeah, I love basic attention token. I just love the way it typically front runs market moves. We're going to do Bitcoin in a second, so don't worry. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at this. Okay, let's actually go ahead and look at Bitcoin right now. I'm looking at this as a 5-wave move and a 3-wave move, okay? A type of zigzag, okay? Of course, this is a corrective pattern. Can't be perfectly impulsive. We expect a corrective pattern because we just had a drawdown on a small time frame. So we're expecting some sort of consolidation reversal, some sort of, series of corrective patterns to absorb this supply. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. You're probably going to get 5 waves up, 3 waves down like this, or maybe you get something like this. Okay, who knows? But that's what I'm seeing. And you see that a lot throughout the market here in Cardano. This is clearly a flat correction, not a zigzag. Okay, Algorand, probably a zigzag. A BAT, basic attention token, clearly a flat correction. Okay, Blur, you look like you're getting a zigzag. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. So if you do get continuation here at the phi ratio, you're getting a zigzag. Okay, Bonk, looks like you're getting a flat correction, right? Dent, zigzag. This is a zigzag in Dodo. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Whoops. So I'm looking at that specifically for entries because I made some new entries this morning. So I just want to, do proper risk management, make sure that, the entry is not at risk. So I'm just watching the move right here. So yeah, I think Dogecoin is putting in a zigzag as well. DYDX is doing something else. But this is probably already in pure impulse, okay? And the reason I'm saying that is because of the size of that impulse vis-a-vis this drawdown. It's probably already in pure impulse, okay? So ETH looks like it's putting in a flat correction, not a zigzag. Link, flat correction, not a zigzag. Litentry, flat correction, not a zigzag, right? Litecoin, flat correction, 3 waves, not a zigzag. MOVR, flat correction, not a zigzag. This looks like it's cut off, but it's not. It's just the way this chart is very it's odd. But yeah, this is to me a flat correction, right? RSR, flat correction, not a zigzag. SHIB looks like a zigzag. Telcoin looks like a flat correction, not a zigzag. VeChain looks like a zigzag right here. Okay. This Arweave looks like a flat correction, not a zigzag. Sand looks like a flat correction, not a zigzag. Okay, Tron looks like a zigzag, right? Actually, up here. Or actually, you know what? Tron may be in pure impulsive price action. If you go on even smaller time frame, you can see this is wave 1, wave 2. This may be already wave 3, wave 4, perhaps, or this is wave 4 over here, and then you're going into wave 5, and then you're going to do a proper, I don't know. This is a flat correction very clearly, right? Not a zigzag. Synthetics, flat correction, not a zigzag. Clearly already putting in a rounded bottom here. Hopefully for continuation to the upside. This is flat correction and ZIL, not a zigzag. XRP looks like a flat correction was put in over here, and now a zigzag is being put in over here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. The idea is that most of these assets are right now, in my estimation, performing consolidation reversal patterns as they should, because you did have a drawdown this morning. Okay, but in the aggregate, on the high time frame, again, looking at Bitcoin, you can see that for the past 10 days, for the past 8 days specifically in Bitcoin, you've been in a range consolidating, and you're likely to move up and out, targeting the top, breaking the top, retesting, and I think 47 is the next target. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. I hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe if you got value. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.